Wait a minute, hold on. Welcome back to the channel. We really wanted to bring you that type of a video this week, the glamorous side of full-time RV living, but we ran into issues in real life that prevented us from completing the editing of the planned video in time for upload this week. So this week we're keeping it honest and we're going to show you the real life behind the scenes action of what is involved in living this lifestyle. You see, this week we had to deal with some not so glamorous aspects of full-time RV living. We had to deal with a water leak in the bathroom. When I was out getting parts to repair the leak, I also picked up a new toilet seat. We got tired of the old RV one. This one is so much easier to clean, and I also purchased a slow close residential one. I'll show you the installation of that in this video too. And finally, we needed to replace all 4 tires on the camper, which was a hassle. And you know what I found? Stick around and I'll show you that too. It's actually a safety item. Look, we know that these things are part of the RV lifestyle and we're not complaining. We're grateful for the opportunity to travel and live in our home on wheels, but we also want to be honest and transparent with you and show you that not everything is always sunshine and rainbows. One thing about this lifestyle, you need to be handy or have a lot of money and pay an RV tech because something is always going to challenge you. As they say, our home is basically experiencing an earthquake every time it's rolling down the road. So this week's video, I'll share with you some tricks and what we learned along the way. We hope that you'll find this video helpful, informative, and maybe even entertaining. So if you're ready to see how we handle the challenges of this week, go ahead and subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and ring the bell so you won't miss an episode. Let's get into it.
So we had an unwelcome surprise this morning. I walked into the bathroom and noticed that there was a puddle of water between the shower and the cabinet. And Steve did some digging for me and found a pretty good leak. So he did some troubleshooting.
I'm having to run out today and get some stuff to repair that and run a few other errands. I gotta get the tires replaced. I took 2 wheels off. I'm taking them up to Discount Tire, let them mount the new tires, and then I'll take those back, put them back on, jack it up, and get the other 2 wheels off and take those back up. And then we'll go to Lowe's and I'll get a couple of other things.
So there was a leak down here between the shower door and the cabinet, and we've already emptied it all out under there and got a towel drying it up, and we're running our dehumidifier, which we usually run in our bedroom and closet anyway, by the way. Let me know if you're interested in that because I got it off Amazon and I've been using it nonstop for over a year and it works great. Anyway, so here's the under the side of the sink, and it runs pretty good underneath there when we turn the water on. So Steve is going to replace it for us, and while he's doing that, I really wanted to get rid of this faucet that came stock with the RV. I wanted something a little taller, get it out of the way, and also residential, so it would last a little longer, because you can see a lot of the finish here has started kind of coming off. So looking forward to something a little nicer.
The water was leaking out of the faucet itself, it looks like. I tightened up all the water lines and I checked the drain lines and all that, and it didn't seem to be leaking there. And then all of a sudden I took my video, or my phone, and I videoed up the top there and I could see where it was coming out. And it just so happened last week I had noticed there was a little bit of water at the base of the faucet, and I thought, was that there? Did I do that by washing my face and hands, or is something leaking right there? And I dried it up, I didn't see anymore. But it leads me to believe that it was starting to leak then. So it's not a big deal. Rosie was actually wanting to replace the faucet with something a little bit taller anyway, so this gives us an opportunity to accomplish that as well. So I looked online this morning and Lowe's has it, so I'm headed to Lowe's and pick us up a faucet, and we're going to replace the toilet seat as well, and just a couple odds and ends. All right, errand number 1. Drop the tires off at Discount Tire. All right, first errand underway. I dropped the tires off at Discount Tire. While getting those 2 tires on, I'll head to Lowe's and see if we can pick up the other stuff we need. And they said it'd only take about an hour here, so depending how long I'm at Lowe's, maybe we'll be able to come back and pick these up before we head back to the house. All right, let's get to Lowe's and pick up a faucet, a toilet seat, a couple of shark bite cutoff valves. I think we got to pick up a little bit of silicone to have on hand also. All right, well, we got our work cut out for us today. I'm done here at Lowe's with these. Let's go see if they fit. Alright, I need to get this faucet switched out, so the first thing I'm going to do is go outside and turn the water off, and then come back in and drain the water supply. Alright, got the water turned off outside. I'm going to bleed the water out here. Nice and dry. These are 30-inch long supply lines. Let me get an idea of where I'm going to cut the pegs to make this fit without having a whole bunch of hose wrapped up. Get an idea of what we're doing here. Alright, so this is like that. Come right through this hole. Just like that. Into there. Let's see how much. Okay. That'll be plenty to do what I'm trying to do. Cut this line. Use that. That was good. Shove up the water. I think I'm going to have to cut the cold water line higher so that I can work the pipe out to where I can see it. It's kind of behind the drain right now, and I can pull it back down through here and see where I'm going to cut it, make it loud, make it the same. So I'm put it up here and cut it right now. Just cut it. That one's cut. PEX lines, PEX hose off too. Get it all at once. Alright, that PEX line is off. Actual problem. Here in just a second. Alright, faucet's ready to come out. We'll get that one faucet. Picked up this faucet by Pfister. That seems to be the right measurements, and it gives us a little bit taller height under the sink, which Rose was wanting anyway. And I picked up two braided lines because it's going to be different coming from a RV connection to a residential connection. And to do that, I picked up these Shark Bite straight stops. I'll cut the pecs, put this on, and then I'll be able to attach the braided hoses to it and take that up to the faucet. The tools I'm going to need for that is this PVC pipe cutter and a 7/8 inch wrench and a 5/8 inch wrench. Cool. Oh yeah, that's going to be nice, Rosie. Yeah, that's going to be really nice. That's a lot nicer than what was there.
Yeah, it is.
Put this one on. Now, nothing to it but to do it. Hot water. Hot water always in there. 7/8 wrench for this. install this shark bite. So this side just snaps onto the pecs. So I'm going to show you another piece. I'm not going to do it because it's hard to get off. This side will snap down on the piece that I cut off, and then the new hose will actually go right here. And that's all there is to it. But you just have to make sure. I put the hose for the hot water side on, so I'm going to do it first. Keep it isolated, that way you know that you got the right side and not messing that up. Oh yeah, that's going to be perfect. Alright, so that's connected. It's going to be just the right length of supply line. Alright, now I need a 5/8 wrench. Tighten that up. And that's the 5/8. Alright. I'll just slip this down onto the pecs there. Just slide that on and tighten up this, and holding this with a tighten. And that's all that we have to do there. Now, the reason I cut that blue line up there is because it's so much harder to get to right here, because it's tucked behind the drain. I couldn't see it while I was doing it. So now it's not so hard to maneuver. I've got more flexibility. I can see. So let me pull it out right here. Line back out. And the shark bite, this end right here, goes over this PEX line. You just push. There, it bottoms out. And this compression thing comes off. So that's not what we're using. Alright, let me show you. I'm going to get this supply line connected to the cold water. Just down through there. Run this right up here. It's right there, and it just goes on just like that. It's a 7/8 wrench. Tighten that up. Slug. There we go. Tight. So, alright, so now we just gotta put this back on here. Slide it along. This right here. Alright, 5/8 wrench. Alright, there we go. Now, I've got these turned off. So I'll go turn the water supply on, make sure they're not leaking there. Then I'll turn these on and I'll check it up top. It's not leaking there. I'll turn it on, see how the water pressure is. Alright, the water's back on. Let's see if we're leaking under here. Everything looks to be nice and dry. Other side. Looks nice and dry too. That looks dry there. Alright, next project is, Rose has been on me for over a year to find her a different toilet seat, make it easier to clean. So I think we've got us a new solution, and it's a slow close. So next thing we're going to do is get this toilet seat off and get it replaced. We need to get up underneath here and get these nuts off. Alright. And there's it. We'll get the caps open, put this on here. Alright, now this one. Alright, get a flat screwdriver. And then we'll just tighten this up. Okay, it's holding. There we go. Okay. And voila, slow close toilet seat. Just had new tires put on the wheels, and I figured before I put them on, I'd go ahead and try to clean up all the brake dust off of them, and tried a new product. And I have to say, this stuff really works a whole lot better. I didn't give it much thought. I didn't think it was going to really do much. But this Leno's wheel cleaner, that stuff actually freaking works. You can see what I got here. I sprayed it on, turns kind of purple. You wait like 30 to 60 seconds. And I've waited about 30 seconds now. And agitate it a little bit with a brush or something. I'm using a magic eraser, and then rinse it off, and I'll show you what it looks like. That's pretty good for one time. I'm gonna put it on there again so I can get the rest of it. Round 2 of the cleaner. And put it on there. And let it sit for 30 seconds. Alright, let this sit for 60 seconds. Magic eraser and go to it. And this is the inside of the wheel. And all the brake dust resides. Okay, I didn't expect much from the Leno stuff, but I have to say, it's making a believer out of me. Alright, second rinse. Alright, that's what they look like after using the Leno wheel cleaner. I got new tires today and I was putting the new ones on and I was cleaning up the wheels and everything, and then I thought, oh, maybe I ought to clean up my lug nuts. That's when I noticed something that I need to let you all know about. Check your lug nuts. A lot of these lug nuts have these chrome caps on them and they split. And I'm going to show you. I just went and bought myself 24 new lug nuts because these caps have split. So you could be stranded on the side of the road with a flat and trying to get your spare tire on or your wheel off, and these lug nuts, the cap comes off and you can't get your wheel off. You're stranded on the side of the road. So when I saw this, and this one is split in multiple places, I thought I better go out and replace these right now before that presents a problem on the road. So let me show you these. There you go. You can see the crack in this, just a little shell that goes over the lug nut itself. And that one's cracked. This is another one. This one's cracked in multiple places. It's got a small crack starting. So anyway, check your lug nuts. Make sure that they're solid lug nuts. So guys, I want to reiterate. This is one of those lug nuts that the chrome cap was on. And I went ahead and peeled it off just to replicate what could happen on the side of the road. And you see it still does have a hex head, but it went from being a 3/4 or a 19, I guess, if you use that, but I use standard. Here's a 11/16, the next size down. It does not fit. So I had to get a, let's see where that here is, an 18 millimeter. It doesn't fit this one, but here's the one without the chrome cover. It does fit that. So if you've got these and you don't replace them, at least carry the next size down. Like I said, mine is it goes down to an 18 millimeter with that cap is off, but I highly recommend you get some solid lug nuts because this can leave you stranded on the side of the road. So these are what I bought. It was a set of 20 and then another package of 4. I got these from O'Reilly Auto Parts. The main thing is to notice right here the size, 1/2 by 20. On the side of your lug nut, it should tell you what size they are. You see that? 1/2 by 20. So you know you got the right size. All right, that is torqued at 50 pounds. These things, they recommend you torque them in increments. So the final torque is supposed to be 100. Now I'm going to let it back down on the ground so the wheel touches a little bit, and I'll get the weight of it to keep the wheel from turning, and then I'll up the torque a little more before I go to 100. Going to 80. Alright, pressure's off of it. So I'm going to get to 100. That's 100. Alright, this wheel's done. Leno 50. That's 50 pounds of torque. Alright guys, that does it for this week's video. After I moved those tires, I took them to Discount Tire to have a new set of tires installed. I figured you saw me put the other side on, you didn't need to rehash that. I do want to say that this video has been sped up and parts of it were clipped for time constraints. So when the wheels were reinstalled, I did use the star torque pattern, and I will go around in a circular pattern hitting each lug nut just to ensure that I didn't miss one. So it looks like I tightened the lugs in an unusual pattern. This is just a casualty of video length. Always follow this star torque pattern when you're torquing your lug nuts. It protects against wheel flexing and shifting, ensuring that every lug nut is tightened to the proper torque.
As we said earlier, this week's video was supposed to be an excursion we took to Mountain Rest, South Carolina, which is a really neat area of South Carolina known as the Upcountry. They say there are over 100 waterfalls in the area, and we did hike a couple of those. We also explored Stump House Tunnel, a historic tunnel project dating back to 1850. So don't miss that. We'll attach a preview of next week's video for your curiosity. As for this week's, we hope you enjoyed this video and found it informational and entertaining, which is always the case when Steve's in charge. If you have any questions on anything we covered, please leave them in the comment section below. We really do enjoy hearing from you. And as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and ring that bell so you won't miss an episode.
This root goes all the way up to this tree. It was a lightning bug.